Okay, everybody, this is Nelty Campy, and I'm getting ready to judge Senior Western Pleasure. So it's a little different judging it virtually because we've got several different tapes, so we're not seeing them exactly side by side. And to be able to kind of evaluate this efficiently, what I did, and I kind of learned this from the EquiScribe people, I judged a virtual show for them, and for their pleasure classes, they made almost like it's a modified lunge line score sheet. So it has movement scores for all the gaits. They substitute the back for the conformation score. The circle score becomes a cadence score, and they still score the manners and attitude. Same numbers on there. And it really worked well for me. I felt that I could watch these virtual shows and kind of have a system to lay it out when you're not just looking back and forth doing it comparison wise. So that's what I have done here on a lunge line score sheet. I kind of modified it myself. I'm going to watch, I've not seen these pleasure videos yet, so I'm going to watch them for the first time and kind of score them as I go here and give you my feedback that way. And I think the fairest way that I'm going to try to do it is I'm going to do it gait by gait. So I'm going to watch everybody's walks, everybody's jogs, everybody's lopes, and kind of score it that way. I think that's a better comparison than watching a 3-minute video all the way through, scoring it, and moving on to the next one. So I don't have my final placings, obviously, because I've not seen these videos before. And you'll have to bear with me a little bit because some start left and some start right on the videos, and I'm going to start them all left. So we're going to start here. Got Allie. So we're starting at the walk, and the walk score is a 1 to a 3. Watch her walk. Pretty average walk for me. She is picking on him quite a bit here. This would normally be a 2, but with the amount of schooling there, that's going to be a 1. Okay. If I've kept these in order, and I sure hope I have, this is Christina. So in the walk score, there's not a ton of weight on it. It's only a 1 to 3. This is kind of an average right in the middle there. This would be a 2. And that's how I'm going to score it. Okay. Hoping this is Brittany.
Walk.
Okay, Brittany's horse just struggles a little bit to guide, which the scores are on movement, but that does affect the overall here. Because of that hesitation to start with, we're going to go with a 1 on that. Does improve here as it's walking.
Trot.
Okay. Here's Jennifer Lorenz. I like this horse's walk. Pretty level in the top line. This horse has some quality to its walk, and I like the length of stride here, but yet it's not rushing. I like the walk. I'm going to go to a 3 on that. This is Jamie. So I had to just find in the video here where we start going the other direction, because I do like to judge them all the same way first. Bear with me while that loads. I have a lot of windows open. All right. So Jamie is riding a horse, so definitely some quality here. I like its frame. I like the degree of difficulty that she's showing me with the length of rein here.
Jog your horse.
Nice even steps. I'm at a 3 for that. Between the movement and the degree of difficulty. All right, we're on to Marley. A good walk here. Nice quality
Jog your
horse.
horse.
Gets a little low in the top line, but from this angle, it's not super easy to see. I'm gonna go with a 2. Still average, still correct. Okay, we got her turned around. This horse walks on nicely. It's a nice expression. I could see a little looser rein for a little higher degree of difficulty on this one. Still a solid 2 for me. And then we're up to Jennifer. Nice horse here. Pretty good drape of the rein. Horse walks on, good expression. I like it, that's a 3.
Jog.
Okay, now we're gonna move on to the jog, and I'm just gonna do it in the same order that we watched them before. So we are back to Allie. Now our jog score is between a 1 and a 7. So average is going to be 3 to 4.
Jog.
Go back on this. Horse is a little quick in the jog for me. It's a good, clean mover. Some schooling again, and that's what I kind of bumped her down with on the walk. And I mean, some horses need the schooling to learn. That's okay. It is going to affect your score. I'm going to have a hard time going higher than a 3 for this. And the horse is a quality mover. With less schooling and not as much of a burst of speed to start with, it would be higher, but I'm going to stick with a 3. This is Christina.
Trot.
Horse is a pretty good jogger. And we're out here on looks like kind of an incline, decline. I would like to see a little looser rein. She's handling them slightly. Good top line on this horse. Gets maybe a little shorter in its stride than I would like to get into the 6 and the 7s, but I'm going to be at a 4 with it. This is Brittany. We'll break a gait there, but I'm still going to judge the movement. Horse is a good mover. I just need to see more collection at this gait. We've got more of an extended trot, in my opinion, than we have a jog here.
Canter.
I'm going to a 2 on that. Okay, this is Jennifer. It's a good soft jogger. Obviously a younger horse, so we might not see the consistency that we're going to see in a finished horse, but a good quality mover. B-level top line. Horse has a lot of cadence to it. It's very correct. Correct, and it has some quality. If anything, what we're lacking here is just the degree of difficulty with more of a drape rein. Let's back her up just a little bit so we can start that when I'm ready to lope. I'm between a 4 and a 5 on that jog. I'm going to go with a 5. I like it. Okay, we're here with Jamie. Very, very good jogger here. So we're seeing a high degree of difficulty with quite a bit of drape in the rein. This horse is not only going slow, but it's very correct. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. This horse is an excellent jogger. Every stride's the same, and we just have a ton of quality in the movement itself, top line,
Lope your horse.
everything. And, you know, sometimes we get scared to use the whole range, but excellent doesn't mean perfect. It just means excellent. So to me, that is an excellent jog. I'm going to go to a 7 on that. And I don't give a ton of 7s, but that's a good jog. Okay, let's see what Marley's got here. Now, I like this horse at the walk, but it did have, its top line gets a little low for me. It's also a very good jogger, maybe not quite the jogger that the horse before that Jamie's is at the 7. And sure, its top line does get a little bit low. I would like to see it picked up a hair, but high degree of difficulty here. The horse is going slow. It's very square. Nice quality horse here on a pretty big drape. That's a 6 for me. Okay, we're going with Bailey. We're going for broke horse. Steps off into the jog. This horse is also a very good jogger. Not showing a ton of degree of difficulty in the rein length here, but very slow, very clean, good quality jog. Top line maybe isn't quite as consistent as my 6 and 7 joggers. It kind of waves up and down, but I do appreciate that it's very level. And every stride's the same. It's a solid 5 for me. Okay, going to Jennifer. Steps off into the jog, nice drape in the rein. So showing me a high degree of difficulty. So just a little inconsistent. It slows up, slows down, and then it speeds up a little bit. We didn't get to see a ton of that. I'm going to watch that one again. Still correct, still square. Still a good jog, maybe just doesn't have the consistency and the rhythm of my 6 and 7 joggers, but that's still a 5. Okay, now we are going to the lopes on these. So we're going back to Allie on the lope. Lopes off. Horse kind of comes up in the neck and the head a little bit at the lope. Here we're kind of back to quite a bit of schooling. Horse is a good mover, has a good, correct rhythm. I'd like to see it hold the bridle a little bit better with less help and need less correction as it's going around.
Walk.
It's not, it's, you know, this may be the speed that this horse shows the best and has correct movement, and it certainly does, so I'm not going to penalize it for not being as slow as some of the other ones. I'm at a 4. I probably could go a little higher on this one without the schooling. Okay, we are at Christina. Lopes off. I'd like to see this horse have a bit more forward motion. Its legs get a little bit quick. It's a quick 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There it gets a little bit more correct as it extends its stride just slightly. She does kind of have to help it in the bridle. Now she's not riding on a perfectly level arena, that's for sure. So I give her a little bit of leeway on that. For me, it's a 4. Not a bad lope at all. Just not showing a ton of degree of difficulty with the drape in the rein. I'd like to see it move maybe just a bit cleaner. Okay, we are at Brittany. Brittany right here is on the wrong lead, but her camera guy told him. There we go. And this horse is a good mover. It's got a very correct rhythm. I'd like to see it be a little slower than it is and maybe a little more collected, but not bad, not bad at all. So with that, given the wrong lead, and I do have to mark down for that. I would probably do. I'd be between a 3 and a 4 without the wrong lead. With the wrong lead, that's going to be a 2 for me. So I just have to incorporate it in my score somehow. Okay, we've got Jennifer. Horse lopes off. Good loper, good quality movement here. Really nice, probably natural top line. It looks like it just wants to hold that nice level top line. It uses itself pretty equal up front and behind. Steady. And I'm between a 5 and a 6 on this. I'm gonna go 5, 5.5. Okay, we're at with Jamie. Steps off, really balanced. Really uses its hind legs well. Holds a lot of weight behind. Good degree of difficulty here. She's set her hand down. It's not moved. Could have just a touch more flow. But very, very broke.
Stop your horse.
Shows really well. I'm at a 6 for that one. Okay, we've got Marley here. Lopes off. Got another good loper. It's a little bit slower footfall than the horse we just saw. Same degree of difficulty here, probably same speed if they were loping right next to each other. But I like how this horse completes the stride just a touch more. It's a little more chewy in the bridle. We don't have a perfect expression. Without that expression in the bridle, that could be close to a 7 for me, but it is a 6. Just weighing all that stuff out. Okay, going with Bailey. Let's see her lope. Lopes off. Consistent, that's for sure. I would like to see her trust her horse more and just set those reins down on its neck, because it looks like it would hold that rhythm. So she's not able to show me the degree of difficulty out on a full drape. I'd like to see that neck stay more level. It does come up at times, but it's certainly a correct mover. It's the same stride every time it goes here. I'm at a 4. Okay, we've got Jennifer. Lopes off. Maybe isn't as collected in cadence as I think this horse could be. I like that she's showing it on a full drape, kind of trusting her horse and letting us see what he could do. I would like him to complete that stride a little bit more. Kind of fizzles out there. Making it tough on me, Jennifer. I gotta watch you again. A little bit more rhythm and forward motion, and not necessarily speed. I think the horse is moving in appropriate speed, but I'd like to see a little more cadence and rhythm. I'm at a 4. Okay, so now for that whole direction, I'm kind of just thinking through. I've got a manners and attitude, a cadence, and I'm just going to go right through here and maybe just score that as they're reversing. So we're going to go back to Allie, okay, and I can kind of look at the video, the picture here, and then think about that. Cadence for Allie. The cadence on this horse is not bad in general. I think it has cadence. It's a 2. This is the horse that needs a lot of schooling though. So the manners and attitude, I'm going to have to hit her pretty hard. The range is 1 to 7. I'm at a 3 for that. Let's just poke through here. Okay, this was Christina. This horse has a fair amount of cadence. I'm at a 2. Pretty good attitude here. Willing kind of does its job. I'm going to be a 5 for that. I know you guys can't see it, but sometimes my little Zoom thing takes over part of my screen. Cadence on this horse. It does have some lift and cadence. Not a lot of consistency there. Not a ton of collection. We're probably still going to be at a 2 though. And manners, attitude, we're going to be at a 4. This horse here, actually a lot of cadence. He is a 3 for me on that. I like this horse's attitude. It's a 6. This horse here, this is Jamie, ton of cadence. That's an easy 3. Pretty good attitude too. In manners, it's a 6. This horse here, it's a lot of cadence. It's a 3. It does get chewy in the bridle though, so it's manners and attitude. I'm between a 4 and a 5. I'm going to do a 4.5. And I really like that horse too, but he could show me a better expression at the lope. This is Bailey's horse. I'm at a 2 for the cadence. I'm at a 5 for the manners and attitude. This horse here, this horse I struggle a little bit with the cadence. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to, you know, the lope is what lacks cadence for me on this horse. So I'm going to be at a 1.5. To be fair, I like its manners and its attitude though. That I can do a 5. Okay, we're ready to reverse direction. Hopefully this is okay how I'm scoring these out for you guys. This is what I do when I judge. I just do it in a little faster motion.
Change directions.
But I think, I mean, Western Pleasure is a comparison, so we've got to see them side by side. Okay, so this is Allie. She's walking. Her walk, the first direction, I gave her a 1 because there was a ton of schooling. And there we're kind of bumping again. So I'm going to be at a 1 again on that walk. And I'm just going to use the reverses on these horses to evaluate them because we don't see tons of walk. It's Christina. She was a 2 on the walk the other direction. And remember, our walk range is between 1 and 3. Slightly distracted there, but nice, correct walk. That's a 2. Right. Brittany. Some hesitation steps there. Kind of stops and starts, gets a little distracted. Brittany's walk score the other way was a 1. I'm going to stick with that this direction. This is a very nice horse. It just needs to be a little bit more broke in the bridle. So nothing against it. It does affect the overall score, but I do like this horse. Super pretty. I'm going to stay at a 1. This is Jennifer. I really like this horse's walk the first direction. I gave it a 3. A little hesitation there. But we're watching a junior horse too. I don't expect perfection. Still like the walk. but I have to judge what I see. So because of that hesitation, and sometimes the horse does look off some in the walk, I'm gonna be at a 2 this direction.
Back.
Oh, good, we get to see it back. I'm guessing we'll see the rest of the backs at the end, but I'm gonna go ahead and judge Jamie's back here.
Back.
And my back is gonna be in my place of my confirmation, so that's up to a 6. Could be, the horse gets a little quick in its feet, certainly soft in the bridle. I'm at a 5 for that backup. Obedient as can be, that's for sure. So I have to get to the beginning here to see Jamie's walk going right. Jamie's walk, the first direction was a 3. I like this walk here. Could maybe walk forward a hint more. I'm going to be at a 2.5.
Jog your.
Going Marley here. Same deal. She's going to back, and I'm just going to score it. Maybe not the best expression, the backup, but certainly obedient. I'm going to be at the right place here. A 4.5 on that backup. We have to go to the beginning to see her walk because they started the other direction. So this is Marley. Marley's walk the other direction was a 2. So it really gets too low in the top line. I'm about the same here. That's a 2 for me. If it had a more level top line, we could get closer to 3.
Jog your horse.
Sorry, I'm my own scribe. Bailey is next. Bailey, let's see if she backs. I think she will here, and I'm going to go ahead and score it. I do like this horse's backup. She does have to help it. There is some cueing there, but I think I'm still at a 5 for her back. Horse has got a pleasant attitude. We're going to go up to the beginning to see her walk to the right. And her walk the first direction was a 2. I'm good there again. I'd like to see a little longer rein, higher degree of difficulty for a 3, but it's correct. A 2. We are on to Jennifer. Jennifer's walk, the first direction was a 3.
Jog.
So we didn't get to see a ton of walk here, but I really like her horse's expression in the walk. I like that it walks on, whereas the bridle well has a good top line. I didn't get to see a ton of it, but I think I'm going to be at a 2.5 on that walk. Okay, now we are going to a jog, second direction. We're going to go with Allie. A little bit of schooling there. Horse kind of cocks its head to the right. We were at a 3 in the jog the first direction. Horse has good quality in its jog and its legs. I'd like to see a more level top line, less schooling. So I'm a 3 again for this jog. Actually, the less schooling we get here at the end, it does improve. Okay, now it's Christina. Christina's jog the first direction was a 4. I think I agree with about the same score this direction. She does hold them in the bridle just a tad. Top line is level, but it changes slightly, comes up and down, and the stride on this horse gets a little quick, even though it's not covering a ton of ground. I'm still at a 4. Okay, going to Brittany. Get to see a little more walk on Brittany.
Trot.
And actually, as I'm watching Brittany's horse walk, I give that walk score a 1. The longer we go here, the better it gets. So to be fair to Brittany, I'm going to raise that walk score to a 2. Bit unbalanced in the transition. Horse falls in. Again, this horse is a good mover. It's got a really nice steady rhythm here. It's just more of an extension and it breaks gait. So I was at a 2 for the jog going the first direction. We're having kind of a repeat of the first direction. It would really like to show me its lope. And so I'm going to be at a 2. Just needs to be a little bit more broke. We get up in those 3s and 4s. There's Jennifer. So her jog the first way was a 5. Really pretty mover here. Hits the ground really light, really soft, very, very correct. And maybe gets a little unsteady, but we're not looking at a finished horse just in terms of its top line. Naturally carries it level, but you do see a little bit of up and down. Not a huge drape here at the jog. I'm at a 5. All right, we're going with Jamie.
Your horse.
Jamie's jog the first way was a 7. It's a pretty good jog. 1, 2, 1, 2. Maybe not quite as square as it was going the first direction at moments, but I mean, I gotta be picky here to criticize this.
Lope, your horse.
On the range of 1 to 7, I'm at a 6.5 on that jog. Okay, we've got Miley. We'll make her big because she looks small. Her jog the first direction was a 6. Maybe not quite as square this direction with how it moves its front legs. Now we're getting more square as we go on here. Sorry, I was just trying to find my
Lope, your horse.
Nice drape though. Does get a little bit low in the top line. Back. It was a 6 the first way. I'm at a 5.5 jogging this way. We've got Bailey. First jogs off. Bailey's score the first way was a 5. Again, horse kind of comes up and down a little bit here in the top line. Not a ton of degree of difficulty with the drape, but certainly very correct. There's a lot of quality in this jog. Looks like I'd want to sit on it and jog it all day long. That's going to be a 5.5 for me, so a little higher than I scored it at the jog the other direction. And now we are to Jennifer. Sometimes on Jennifer's horse, the hind legs almost get a little bit too slow. Almost kind of, I see a hint of a jog here and there. I'm going to watch this horse again. So as you can tell, Jennifer, your horse is the most challenge for me. You're the one I replay the most because I really like this horse. I love the drape. Good degree of difficulty. It's a good quality horse. I do like this jog about equal as I liked the other direction. It's a 5. All right, guys, we're gonna lope, and while we're loping, I think I'm also gonna score my cadence and my manners to finish up our score sheet here, and then the backs on the ones that have not backed yet. So we are to Allie's lope. Not a bad lope here. And we're showing on a shorter rein, so I have a hard time going above a 4 on that length of rein. But correct, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I like the rhythm of that. And, you know, consistent. So as a 4 the other direction, I'm at a 4.5 now for the lope. Cadence, I'm at a 2. Manners, I feel overall it was better mannered this direction. The other direction was a 3. This direction I'm going to a 4. Still some schooling though, and now we're going to score the backup. We're on a scale of 1 to 6 from the backup. I like the backup. We'll go 5 on the backup. Okay. Now we are going to Christina. So first we'll score lope. Her lope score the other way was a 4. It's a little bit better this direction. Horse moves a little cleaner. Legs move a bit slower. Does come up and down, some unsteadiness in the top line. And I'm between a 4 and a 5 on that. So I'm going to go to a 4.5. Cadence, I'm at a 2. And the cadence is all the gaits, not just the lope. Manners and attitude, same thing, that's all the gaits. And the whole performance, I'm at a 5. We're going to score the backup here. Some resistance in the backup, that's a 4. And now we're going to move on to Brittany.
Canter.
So Brittany's lope score started, she was on the wrong lead the first direction, so I had to really knock her down to a 2. Horse kind of comes up out of the brattle at times. Good, so this horse is a good mover. It just needs to be a little bit more broke for a higher score, but I think I'm at a 3 for the lope. It's got some cadence and some lift. I'm going to do a 2 for that. Manners. We're steering a lot better this direction. But I don't think I ever see this horse back, do I? I don't think I do. So unfortunately, I'm not going to disqualify her for not backing. I could, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to score it, so she's not going to get those points. So she's going to get a 0 for the backup. And I hope I didn't miss it somewhere in there, Brittany, but I don't think I did. And her manners and attitude will be at a 4 going in this direction. Okay, Jennifer. Jennifer's lope the first way was a 5.5. We'll better look at it. So this is pretty nice, huh? Really good mover, really balanced. Just a natural level top line. I like it. Looks like he's happy doing his job too. So I'm at a 6 for the lope, a 3 for the cadence, and a 6 for the manners and attitude. It's just not a 7 because it does just look here and there, just a touch. Otherwise I could be at a 7. Pretty close to it though. Really nice to watch this horse lope. Backs up willingly. Maybe comes up a little bit in its top line. I'm at a 5 for the backup on that one. All right, let's see Jamie's horse lope this way. It's lope. The first way was a 6. This way, it's not quite as clean of a loper. Needs a little bit more kind of cadence and flow here. And sometimes that's the story. They aren't always perfectly symmetrical both directions. Still a high degree of difficulty and a lot of quality in the horse. I'm at a 4 for the lope this direction. It's not as cadenced in general this direction, so I'm at a 2. Manners and
Walk your
attitude.
horse.
I mean, broke, obedient, still a 6 for me. Okay, moving on to Marley. Let's make her big since
Lope
she's
your
kind of
horse.
small. Her lope score the other way was a 6. Could use just a hint more forward motion. There we go. And sometimes they need a few strides just to get rolling. Definitely high degree of difficulty here versus slow. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Still has a 3-beat gait. Maybe it's just a little more laborsome when it looks this way.
Walk your horse.
But we all have a stronger direction. I know I do. So that lope's going to come down to 5 this direction, because there's still a lot of good going on there. I would like to see it move forward a little bit more and be a touch cleaner, but anything that is that broke and still has a good rhythm is a 5. Cadence, not as cadence this way, so that was a 2 for that horse. And manners and attitude, I'm still at a 4.5. I'd like to see a better expression. Bailey's horse lopes off. Her lope score the other way was a 4. Very, very consistent, good quality. Maybe uses its knees slightly more this direction. Nice top line here. I'd like to see her just put her hand down and trust her horse a bit more. Every stride's about the same, which is a good thing. I was a 4 the other direction. I'm at a 4.5 this direction. Okay, finishing up with Jennifer. Lopes off. I'd like to see this horse pick itself up and have more collection and a cleaner gait going this direction. It's broke, got a good level top line. It's showing on a drape. It just needs to be more engaged.
Stop.
There's a lot I like about it. For me, the lope the other way was a 4. I'm to a 3 this direction, and I think this horse is very capable of a 4 or 5, but that's how he showed to me today. Cadence, we're at a 1.5. Manners and attitude, that's still good, that's a 5. And we're gonna go back to Bailey here just to score her cadence. I'm at a 2. Manners and attitude, I'm at a 5. Let's go here. I think we still need to see this horse back. We do.
Back 5 steps.
Backs up well. Nothing wrong with that. That's a 5. Okay. And I'm going to try to pause this and hope it will pick back up, because you don't have to sit here and watch me score it. So let me try to pause this and then come back with the results. Okay, I am back with my placings, and I hope this worked after that pause, and it just continues the video from where I left off, because you didn't have to sit with me to do my math. So I've got these placed in the order. This was a class of 8, and I'm just gonna run through how my final placings here. So in 8th place, we have Brittany, and this was this really nice gray horse. There's a ton of good to say about him. This is a great prospect, needs to be a little bit more broke, but has some good quality gait, certainly an attractive horse. There's lots to like about it. Just needs to get a little bit more broke and consistent, but you've got a great horse to start with, and I think when you put the time in, it's not going to it's not going to take long to get where you need to be.
Trot.
And I'd figure just play a little bit of this one, but good quality mover. Nice job showing. And then in 7th, we're coming up, and this is where we have, this was Allie. And Allie's got a really nice horse. There was a lot of schooling on this ride, but without the schooling, you'd
Job.
certainly be up in the top third of the class. The gaits have good quality. Horse just needs to maybe get a little bit more consistent in the bridle and not require as much help. But there's a lot I like about this horse. It's very balanced. It's got very clean gaits, a lot of quality here, a lot of rhythm and self-carriage. So today in this class, you were my 7th place horse, but all just due to little things that are going to improve in the future. Okay, I've been coming up here for my 6th place horse, and I'd like to say between my 6th place horse and my 5th place horse, so 6th place is Christina. 5th place, I've got Jennifer, and these, let me get her going again. These horses were really, really close together. The scores were almost the same. Jennifer's horse is a great walk, and that probably actually broke the tie. And normally that's not the case, but she was just about a point higher. These horses are very similar. They both have lots of pluses. They could both be maybe a little bit more cadenced at the lope and at the jog, and maybe just have a slower, longer stride length, but I like them both. They're similar horses. How I placed them, this was my 6th place horse. This was my 5th place horse. What really helps this horse out, sorry, that's not all Jennifer, that's my video speed a little bit. What helps this horse out is he's just so darn broke and really, really pleasant. I mean, you can see his expression right there. He's on a drape. Very nice horses. This whole class was full of nice horses. Bailey, I've got you here in 4th place.
Stop.
Nice quality horse here. Could be more consistent in the top line at times. And I'd like to see Bailey's rein length increase a little bit because this looks like a horse you could trust. It's really doing its job nicely. Nice quality horse, good quality mover, clean gaits. There's a lot I like about this horse. And in this class, Bailey, even being 4th is a good place to be because there are some really good horses in this class. Moving to 3rd, try not to take all day here, guys, is Marley. This is
Reverse.
Let's get her up here, get her going again. Really, really a broke horse. Tons of quality here. You can just even see how it steps even at the walk.
Jog your horse.
It's a high quality horse, showing on a lot of degree of difficulty here. Big drape, stays consistent. You never see her cue this horse or school it, nothing. It just packs around a ton of stuff I liked about this horse. Very broke, very correct, good rhythm there. I mean, this is a nice horse that could win any class. And if this was a multiple judge situation, I can guarantee my top 3 horses would be swapped. Some of the other judges would probably use this horse first or my 2nd place horse first, and I'd be totally okay with that. Jennifer had the 2nd place horse. I really like this horse. Gets a little inconsistent in its top line at times, but just as good a quality mover as my 1st place horse, probably just not as broke and doesn't, but yet very, very broke. Doesn't show the degree of difficulty that the 1st place horse does, but wow, I like this horse. I love his rhythm. He's super balanced. He looks like he could just do that all day, and he likes to do it. Great job showing this horse. This is my 1st place horse. This was Jamie's horse. I'm super, super broke.
Jog your horse.
Shows on a huge degree of difficulty. It's a great jogger. Great jogger. And just a nice horse all the way around. He's pleasant. He looks like he could do his job with or without the rider. This rider's a really good showman too, so that certainly does help when you present a great horse very well. Just a nice horse all the way around. But again, those top 3 horses, they could have swapped around. So thank you guys. I really enjoyed judging this class, and I hope you got something from the feedback.